Listen, this is gonna be real blunt, okay? And this is not to be funny or be trying to be belittle anybody or anything like that, but when I tell you what a Moor is a dark-skinned person of African descent, okay? And Moors are not citizens; they're nationals because the United States of America is the corporation on the lands of Morocco. Morocco is the American land estate of the Aboriginal and Indigenous Moor. Okay? Blackamoor. Look it up. The definition is right there on Google. When you look up black, it does not apply to a flesh human being person. Alright? Now, with that covered, alright, I want y'all to understand why I had to state it for what it is. Because a lot of people, even though I got a few of the collective family that say, it's a free world and it's for all. Yeah, it is for all. Because all have to live in this world and we all have to share the same air. But white people have always had privilege. There's nothing taken from that, okay? Unless you've just done something to where you've had to go to jail or you've lost your rights as citizens or whatever, you've always had the privilege that are necessary for you to get up and do what you need to do. And I'll prove that right here. The definition of citizen, right out of the law book, okay? A person, one who, under the Constitution and laws of the United States, has a right to vote for representatives in Congress and other public officers, and who is qualified to fill offices in the gift of the people. In a more extended sense, under the word citizens are included all white persons born in the United States and naturalized persons out of the same, who have not lost their rights as such. This includes men, women, and children. Section 2. Native citizens may fill any office. Naturalized citizens may be elected or appointed to any office under the Constitution of the United States, except the office of President or Vice President. The Constitution provides that the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in several states. All right, now pay attention to this. Article 4, Section 2.3. All natives are not citizens of the United States. The descendants of the Aborigines and those of African origin are not entitled to the rights of citizens. Anterior to the adoption of the Constitution of the United States, each state had the right to make citizens of such persons as it pleased. That Constitution does not authorize any but white persons to become citizens of the United States, and it must therefore be presumed that no one is a citizen who is not white. 4. A citizen of the United States residing in any state of the Union is a citizen of that state. Now you tell me how in the hell you can explain to me that you're not privileged when the Constitution basically just cut down all rights to a citizen to a white person or white people or white man, woman, or children. Didn't include anybody of African origin, didn't include any Aboriginal. And I've already told you in several of my quotings and in several of the things that I have said, and if you go to my Facebook page, I've already showed you where America is the corporation within the American land estate of the Aboriginal and Indigenous Moor. And I've already told you where to go and find the definition for that. Black's Law's Dictionary is what is used by many courts, many law offices, many lawyers. What I just read you, the definition of citizen, is in all of those. I got it from thelaw.com. It was pretty simple, and it's not, something that we're gonna sit around and we're gonna just sit back and play with. But I don't hate anybody. The truth is the truth. Because you're not willing to accept it, that's not my problem. I've had to accept the truth all my life, and I come from nothing. Now that I have gotten to where I have gotten to in my life, to where I don't have to deal with tons of things, I feel comfortable to, just come out and quote you the truth and speak it to you just like it's written. The fact is the fact, okay? Proof is in the pudding. You all know these quotes and know these statements. Now, why do I look like a person that's going to try to go out of my way to try to deframe somebody. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. That's not what I was taught to do. Throughout my study, I have found the truth for myself, and I've walked in the light for myself. And everybody else would do the same. You will either listen to what I'm saying to you out of my mouth and just take it and believe it, or you'll listen to what I'm saying out of my mouth and then you'll go and do your research for yourself. But paperwork and things that are entitled to Moors are entitled to no one that is not of the copper tone melanated family. And you will have big problems trying to use it. You will have big problems trying to use it because it's not going to be looked at as correct and actual factual based upon truths. Because when you look the definition of Moor up, it is going to tell you a dark-skinned person of African descent. Or let me say it like this: you are of your father. So let's say I made 2 children over here with this white lady. Me and this white lady were in love. And those 2 children that I created with her, those are Moors because you are of your father. Let's say a white man went and had kids with this black lady over here, and they were just little mocha babies. The swirl. The swirl is beautiful. I have no problem with any race of people in whatsoever shape, form, or fashion. But as I'm going to state it like the rest of America is going to state it, 2% of that Moor in you is going to make you a Moor. I don't use derogatory words because the word that everyone has been using so freely and so willy-nilly, it's not used correct in context. It's not properly stated at all. It's negouche. It means kings and queens. So I'm not going to sit here and use the word like it's okay to be belittling somebody because that's what it was in the past, and we're going to leave it in the past. I get along with the world and a collective whole. But what I'm telling you is the Moorish entitleship is to the Moors. Leave it to the Moors. If you want to be a person that just wants to come out and quote the truth for what it is, that is fine. I have no problem with that. But I cannot help you to document entitlementship of what does not belong and is improperly placed. That I cannot do. Because I can also go on here on you can go, matter of fact, go to the Webster's Dictionary 1936 and look up the word American. When you look up the word American, it is going to have about at least 13 nationalities of people that belong there. Then it will tell you right at the bottom, deceptively, about maybe 8 races of people that do not belong. And that's in the dictionary. It's also in the encyclopedia. It's also in the encyclocal. And it's also in the wiki. All of the information that I am giving you has already been uncovered. The people are just blind, don't want to recognize it, or have been believing in a white Jesus and the Jesuits and the things that have been taught by the Edomites for so long that it's just embedded. But once you uncover the truth for yourself, only then will you walk close amongst those that are free will. Because just because you're a white man, I'm not going to say that we're not brothers because we come from the same grandmother. We do. And the good book tells you that. But there are several of those books that are out of place and don't even belong inside of the good book because they have been tampered with. They have been translated and rewritten out of a language that doesn't even put the context into those words. Now, I'm going to just leave y'all with that little bit of information, and I'm going to say peace to the family, because I don't want to offend anybody, but if you're offended, I apologize. But I'm just going to give you the truth for what it is. I'm going to give you the truth for what it is. It's just like saying that no Moorish Mason can walk inside of a white man's house of masonry. But the white man can come inside of the Prince Hall masonry and just about do and say whatever he likes. It's there. I didn't put the dividing line there. The dividing line was driven in between and drawing down on the line before I got here to this world, before my generation. Just because someone else doesn't want to depict it and see it for what it is, doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be quiet and not shine light on and expose it for what it is. Okay? Love you, family. Accept the information and believe it for what it is.